Let's see.
Most toxic trait?
Our most toxic traits. Okay, our most toxic traits, according to ourselves or according to each other?
The word quirky, it's like how moist sounds to people. Like, I just hate when people use it. I don't know why.
Even if it's not you?
Cringe. Yeah, because I don't use it. So when other people say it, my body just cringes. It's like, do you like the word moist?
Moist.
What's the one that you hate?
I'm okay with moist. I'll pick BJ's because it's like that category of like kind of open ended.
Yeah, like literally toxic.
like that one Pokemon, the purple one with the two heads.
No, you're like coconut head.
Coconut.
From That's Classified School Survival Guide.
He farted a lot too.
Toot toot.
Oh, that's right.
And it would like clear out the whole hallway.
Oh, Palais.
I love lamp.
Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
I love lamp. I love lamp.
Lamp. Wish you were a lamp that would light up when you get touched.
Lamp. Lamp. Lamp.
She might be dead.
We're going. Studio.
Let's start this show. All right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome
Welcome back.
to the I Love Lamp podcast.
Relationship podcast where we talk about...
People in relationships.
Yeah, I think so.
We
Sounds
talk
about
about
right. We talk about relationships.
And we're
and
in a
things
relationship.
we love.
what could go
Everything.
wrong.
We shine lights on things we love.
Shine a light on love. What could go wrong?
Okay.
What's up,
So,
Lo?
what's been up with you?
Shit, man. I'm back in the studio, so it's a good day. Good to be back in here.
Yeah.
We're growing the studio, growing the audience. Thank you, everybody. If this is your first time listening to I Love Lamp, then welcome. Sorry about that intro. I thought it was pretty fire, but we're iterating on past intros. You're probably wondering, do they know what the show is about?
If you guys are new, we should probably do the big one for you. I'm just assuming that, I don't know.
We have some carryover. Yeah, you can start at any episode, but this is one we're recording on, the 5th of February. Mm-hmm. Our first pod of Feb.
Oh, yeah,
Can you
true.
believe it? We did 2 in January. Last one with our good buddy Mateo.
Yeah,
that was super
our first
fun.
guest. That was really fun. We're going to have more guests
yeah.
on. If you want to be a guest, holla.
Yeah.
'Cause we'll have you on, most definitely.
The line is pretty short. We're hand-picking people right now. So if you express interest, you're probably going to get on.
If you even look our way, we'll take it as interest and you'll be on.
We're going to kidnap your ass.
No, we're not. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
That is a joke. Shoot, but what has been up? We're on our grind right now, February.
I've had, usually like my weeks are kind of the same with my routines and stuff, but this week is a little different. Past week, finally got a haircut.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been like a year.
You're looking
Insane.
good, baby.
Probably got like 1.5 foot cut off. Decent amount. Feels better because I was like sometimes laying in bed or like in my car and I would try to move my head forward and my hair would just get stuck. And
How much did you get off for the camera?
you can't really see. I mean, it used to literally go down to my hip, and now it's like not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That was what, like Tuesday?
When was that? Like kind of
I guess it was like a week ago.
Yeah.
We haven't recorded in 2 weeks, so.
the end of Jan, in between our recording times.
Yeah, last weekend.
Then I also went to an escape room last week with my work. That was really fun.
For those of you that don't know what an escape room is, it's like, like a group puzzle?
Yeah, and they have different difficulties. This one was called Mindbender. They have them kind of in different locations across the nation. I'm not sure if they have them in other countries or not, but yeah, they're different themes. My theme was like Mystery in Chinatown, and some people had In the Woods, the Four Kingdoms. Ours was pretty fun. It was just kind of like cracking the codes for locks, so I had a lot of fun doing that. And then some other people were saying they had to have lanterns and it was all dark and they could only see with these lanterns and things were like jumping out at them. And I'm like, no way, no way, no thank you.
Yikes, that sounds scary, man.
It was really fun. I'm glad it's only an hour though, because I was getting a little like
tired,
cramped in that room. No, I think there was like maybe 7 to 8 people in there, and I just kind of getting bumped into. And I don't know.
Sounds annoying. Bro.
I don't like being in big crowds to like bumped into, so I was like, we need to get out of here.
Somebody,
really
nobody panic. So it was a group. It was like a team building thing.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that with 2 people because I know some people like to go on dates and do that. Mm-hmm. And also, what is your opinion on this? Because I think it's like hit or miss. Some people are like, "Is that a good first date or is that a bad first date?"
That is not a first date activity. You can't just cover the basics. First dates are like covering the basics.
Yeah.
Like, for better or for worse, I think it helps for them to be a little formulaic because you need to like cover some key bases. You got to like build somewhere to build off of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who are you? Where are you from? What do you like? I'm sure someone who's like stuck in the first date cycle would maybe like get a little tired and try and jump to second base. Second base. Freudian slip. To like a second date type of activity. Yeah. But for a first date, I think just keep it simple. Spend some money, spend some time.
Yeah.
Not spend some money. Do I mean that? I think it's kind of, I don't think you should even go for like a long walk on the first date.
When you're saying spend money, you like the guy pays? Is that what you're trying to say?
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were kind of talking about that work because we were all going.
Or at least offer, you know.
This is one girl. She said she denied every single date that wanted to go to the escape room first. She's like, no, and just didn't respond.
I think that's completely the right move.
Yeah, I was listening to another podcast and this guy was like, I like to switch up my routines, and I went to an escape room for my first date, and it was really fun. I was like, was it? Was it really?
Fun for you, but it's like a two-person
thing. We had such a fun time, and we escaped. And what if it's like some person that like can escape from prison and they change their identity or something?
You know, for a certain guy, it could be the right move, right? Because ultimately, on a first date, you want to like highlight your best self, like your positive qualities, and maybe he's like a problem solver, a leader, good in a crisis, and then like in a normal like conversation over dinner, he could come across as like disinterested or dull. So I just know for me, and I don't want to say normal people, I'm just like, don't do an escape room for your first date, dude. That just sounds like stressful. I don't know. Although some people find first dates really stressful. What about you?
First date's stressful?
Yeah. Were you stressed on our first date?
No, not really, because you're like easy to talk to. I get like stressed if I know it's going to be like an interview or there's like going to be like hard things to talk about, like
hard things like
hard things
what do you
like
feel about
like
politics
nothing.
or
no, like hard things like there's like nothing talking. I hate
when it's just grinded to a halt and you're like
nothing in common.
Is this how they are? Are they also freaking out or Yikes. Dang, yeah.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
I plead the fifth, dude. I feel like whenever a first date used to be uncomfortable, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just drink more. For those of y'all who don't know, who are new to the podcast, I'm like kind of in the process of recovery and cutting out alcohol in my life. So if I keep bringing it back to that, like this is just my character arc right now. So if I bring it up and throw it back to, back when I drank alcohol, like I'm not here to judge anybody who still has alcohol as part of their life. But for me, it's just been like, there's like a before and after. Like I was like, oh my gosh, drinking and not drinking kind of changes everything for me. So, dude, yeah, I've definitely had some bad first dates, but I just, drink my way out of the uncomfortableness. And sometimes you just end up splitting up, later in the night and be like, well, it worked out. I mean, I had to spend some money, but at least I'm drunk now and I can just go hang with my friends.
Have you ever done like a dine and dash? Like, you're just like, hey, I'm going to the restroom and like leave her there and just leave and the bill's not paid.
I've definitely been tempted. I don't know. I've never done that. I have dined and dashed before, I think. But I definitely wasn't on a first date. I think I was wilding out with Kevin and Michelle.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I feel like it's funnier for guys to answer that question because most of the time they're the ones to take them on the date.
Right.
So it's like, I've never been on a bad date. What are you talking about? You know? Like, you don't really want to admit it. I cannot think if I have.
You've dined and dashed?
No. I don't think I've dined and dashed. Well, not really dined and dashed, but sometimes at the grocery store. This doesn't even count. When I was like little, I would just eat the grapes, and I don't know why. I remember I don't know where we were, but me and my brother were at some grocery store type thing, and there was like this beef jerky thing. So we went over and like squatted in front, and we were just like reaching our hands up and just eating the beef jerky.
Yo, wild kids. We got to go see him.
Yeah.
Anthony, right?
That one is actually Zane, but you need to meet both my brothers.
Yeah.
Anthony, he's in Tennessee.
Yeah, we need to do some traveling. I'm about to do some traveling, go see Jack and her wedding. Mm-hmm. But we keep saying we're going to travel on the weekends, and then the weekends come so busy. There's always something to do, or time that we didn't chill out, in the week, and I want to just chill.
I think we just need to plan it ahead, because usually it's like, oh, it's Friday. What are we going to do this weekend? And then it's like hard to plan last minute.
We got some stuff on the docket next weekend, though. It's like the weekend before Valentine's Day. Mm. But we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
I kind of want to have a podcast guest. Do you think we can squeeze that in?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm sure we can find someone.
How about you pick somebody?
Okay.
I want to alternate. I don't want to
I'll see.
Just be my friends, what I mean?
My one friend that I wanted to have on has laryngitis, so
I'll have to Darby?
See. No, I can't ask Darby. She'd be really fun to be on. Kenny and his girlfriend, because they're wanting to do those like games, kind of.
Okay. We have 4 mics. I think
we're equipped to do 4 now. Yeah,
we have 4 mics. We have 4 headphones. Some of the camera angles might get a little tricky, but I can figure that out ahead of time. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of went on a tangent with what I've been up to.
Yeah, where were we?
You were talking about your drinking, your 15K. You want to talk about anything else? You didn't really talk about it.
I've been training for 15K. I used to run a lot in college, or more like in high school, and then I kind of stopped in college. But I've been putting in the mileage. 15K is like 9.3 miles. So yeah, I did a 6-miler last Sunday. I did 4 miles a couple days ago. I've got 4 miles today. It's been good getting back into it. I like the whole culture and like that steady, straight up, it's kind of a runner's high. I mean,
yeah,
you might not be like, whoa, unless you're like really pushing it, but like afterwards, I always feel better. And just running on the beaches, running with Gus, running everywhere. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm going to go back to Tyler and run the Fresh 15K like in early March. Can you believe it's February already?
No, this year's flying by.
We're making moves.
It was crazy.
I don't want to talk about them, guys, because I just want to show moves forward instead of just talking about it. But besides this podcast, we're behind the scenes making some moves, making sure that we're equipped for our future together. Mm-hmm. All that jazz. Gus is almost 50 pounds. That was kind of a non sequitur.
That's crazy. 50, hang on.
He's 46.8 pounds.
Do math in my head. He's gained 38 pounds since we've got him in August.
That's wild.
Nice. It's probably a lot of muscle because he's been running with you.
Yeah, he's been running with me.
Or like, it's crazy because he'll go on like a 2-mile run with you, and we're like, oh, this dude's going to be tired by the end of the day. Uh-huh. Well, like an hour or two, and he's doing laps again. And we're like, how?
Brody, what?
Yeah. Or like it backfired. We're like, oh yeah, we'll take Gus on like longer runs, so he'll be more tired. And I feel like it's just gave him more energy.
It's just giving him more energy.
And like more stamina. Fit. We're like, oh. Well. All right. So, want to move on to the next?
Yeah. What do we have here on the docket? Let's see.
Most toxic trait.
Our most toxic traits. Okay, our most toxic traits according to ourselves or according to each other. Or according to BuzzFeed?
Let's do according to each other first, and then, or should we do ourselves?
Let's write it down so that we can't change our mind.
Okay. I don't have a writing utensil, or can I have a piece of paper?
Take this right there.
Cool. Can I also have a writing utensil? My finger's out of ink. Thank you.
Most toxic trait. Okay, I'm gonna do like a little square
Okay.
with 4 spots. So it's like according to me and according to Alowe,
Okay.
and then on Dro and on Alyssa. If that's not confusing.
Yep, it is. I'm just going to pretend like I know what you're talking about. Do, 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 do.
Do 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 do. So ChatGPT these days.
Man, I love that thing, but it's kind of been like the server's always down every time I try to log in.
People are trying to hustle with them.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people
Trying to get them to do their work for them.
are using them at work. Yeah. I've seen some, like, I was just looking at programs and stuff for schools, or not schools, but like that data analyst stuff, and now they've incorporated Chat GPT in there. They're like, oh, you're going to learn this. I really think they're probably going to start charging people to use it.
It's going to monetize eventually, whether or not that's, for business license or per response or some kind of advertising model is to be determined. But oh wow, it pulled up. All right, I'm gonna tuck that aside. Do we have answers?
Mine worked too. I was able to log in. I do have answers. So you can go first.
Okay. Most toxic trait on me, according to me. Yeah, probably quick to anger. Just kind of getting ramped up and defensive when I don't mean to be. What else? Flatulent.
Yeah, like literally toxic.
like that one Pokemon, the purple one with the 2 heads.
No, you're like coconut head.
Coconut.
From that's classified school survival
He
guide.
farted a lot too.
Toot toot.
Oh, that's right.
And it would like clear out the whole hallway.
Oh, Polly.
We need to get some toot toot on the
Yeah,
soundboard.
yeah.
That'd be.
So are those just your 2?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have some good ones.
No, for me.
Yeah.
We can take turns like this.
Okay.
I put like self-centered. I feel like a lot of the times I just get stuck in my own world, my own way, and I kind of forget there's other people around me as well. So I don't like that. Sometimes, like, I don't know, maybe if I'm just doing something, I like ignore someone or don't say hi or just kind of like forget. I think that makes me seem kind of rude, and I think that makes me a little toxic. The other one was perfectionism, because I feel
That's like the most.
my only flaw is that
I'm a
I love
perfectionist.
too much and I work too hard. No, seriously, I
My
do.
only flaw is that I don't accept anything less than perfection.
No. It's not even like that. It's like sometimes I won't get started on something because I don't know how to do it and I want it to be good. And that's like made me behind on a lot of things, like procrastination or just like being stuck on something for so long because I'm like, I want it to be right. And when it's already like good enough and it needs to just be done for. Does that make sense?
It does. I don't think that's your most toxic trait. I think that's like something that's holding you back for sure.
Oh, great. Well, let's hear what you think.
Okay. My answer to Alyssa's most toxic trait is that you can't tell her nothing. You have like this little kid rebelliousness, like even if it's something that we both agree you need to do, like if I tell you to do it, you're like, well, now I'm not doing that. You'd be like on your way to the sink to do some dishes, and I'll be like, hey, do you mind doing the dishes? But Actually, I was gonna do the dishes, but now, since you think you're the boss of me, hot shot. How about I just throw him to the ground? I know you didn't do it on purpose that one time. But.
What was that funny thing you were saying? You're like, hey, can you put your laundry away? Hey, should we just break up? Hey, can you do the dishes? Should we just break up?
Yeah, you always take it. That's a B one. Like, you always take it to the umpteenth. Like, should I just move out? Like, we'll be fighting. You're like, I'll just go back to Illinois. I'll just kill myself.
No, I do not say
knock
that.
on wood. But you do joke about being fatalistic sometimes. Also, quick to jealousy. Like if I don't tell you about anything in my day, but in your defense, I'm normally a pretty open book about saying what I'm up to. Like I love talking about what I'm up to, but then if I don't feel like talking about it, you're pretty much like, who are you hanging out with? There are girls over there. Hot guys.
I guess.
Okay. Sorry,
That's
that was
just your
3. That was
perception,
3-1. So I feel like I went in on your toxic traits. Go
yeah.
ahead. Let me hear. What do you
So-
think? What do you think?
One for you is talking over people, not listening. You love to hear your own self-talk, I think, and to the point where, like, what you're asking and what you're saying is, like, what the other person is saying. And it's like, if you just listened, you would have your answer. You're very, like, quick to judge other people. You're kind of like I'm perfect
judge?
as you. Like, you're not, you're like a one finger, but these are
Stop
back at you.
the cab. That's why I point like this.
I don't know. It's like you're very good at finding faults in other people, but when it comes to yourself, you're like blind a little bit. You are becoming very self-aware, and I'm
Becoming. Okay, keep going.
you're getting better at kind of just like holding yourself accountable, I guess, too. You think any of those are accurate? Or?
Yeah. They all have degrees of accuracy for sure.
Well, what about some green flags?
Some green flags
Mm-hmm.
on you or on me?
You want to do it the same way or for other people? I mean, for other, like, us, like, green flags, like how we did it for that. So we would do one we think about ourselves.
Oh,
and
okay.
one the other?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's see. My green flag is that I am empathetic. I'm an empath, so when you hurt, it actually hurts me more. No, but I'm pretty. I feel like I can imagine how other people are feeling based on what information they give me and like what they're putting out. And also just letting shit play out. I don't know what I mean by that last bit.
I think for me is supportive. Like, I try to be like a supportive, like, partner.
For that,
And,
me too. I
like, friend.
support people as well.
What about for each other, I guess?
I would say that you have a great mindset and that you are not afraid to learn new things and that you are funny. Funny and supportive and encouraging.
I think for you, from my perspective, is that you're just like a really caring person in general, or like me and just your friends and family and Gus and other people, and it like helps remind me to not be so stuck in my world. So I feel like you being nice and like sweet helps me be a better person too. You're just very thoughtful too. That's like a green flag. Like, I feel like you, if you go to eat or something or do any little things, you're always like, oh, like, do you want something? Are you hungry? And like, you always like have me in mind too. And that's sweet.
Dang, yours was fire. Well spoken, Ka. Good stuff. Thank you so much. That was a fun
course.
question. I definitely think I could be a better friend If you think that I should be a better friend, not to you, Alyssa, because I see you every day and I'm pretty good at caring for you, but just for people who I don't see on the daily, I think that's just a part of getting older.
Hard. Yeah, like when you have full-time jobs.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like, move away.
I've definitely been pretty nostalgic for like high school and college days where you just see your friends every day.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, you know, you're like forced to check in with them on the regular.
Or just like those tiny little conversations like, hey, what's up, man? Or just like little hit quick type things that you don't really get to have when you're away.
They're just different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because now, like, I have that at work, but it's always loaded with like responsibility or rank or, you know, how's your Navy case going, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Before it was just like, it's all potential. It's like, where are we headed, you know? And just figuring ourselves out. Although I think we're always figuring ourselves out. Grown people too. And you should give yourself the opportunity, even if you're, you know, in your late 20s, your mid 30s, your upper 30s, to be like, I'm still figuring things out. I'm still changing. Maybe not as rapidly as when I was a teenager, but don't feel like locked in. Like, I already decided all this. Now I have to stick with it. Like, you can still see what works for you.
Yeah, it's so weird to think, like, when you're 18, like, I don't want to say, like, the normal age, because there's no normal, like, time to do things, but just kind of, like, the average. Does that sound better, I guess?
It's, like, kind of, it, like, started in, like, teenagerdom, like, whatever after World War II. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like there's this phenomena where that figuring it out ism like stage gets pushed back later and later. That's like something that we use to like skewer millennials that they're still figuring it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've had a lot of people in my life that were like, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. And I feel like some people have had like different experiences where they like, oh, you need to know what you're doing. You need to pick something. You need to. And I don't know, like, I mean, yeah, I don't really know what that would be like because I didn't do it that way. I feel like I never really came to something I wanted until like maybe this year, you know, versus like when I started out in college. Like I wanted to be a dentist.
You did?
Yeah.
Do you still want to?
No, I don't think I could do like some of that like math stuff that is needed. Like
just physics or something for
probably not.
Pre-dent?
And like
respect to dentists, shout out dentists,
yeah,
but like that's got to be one of the
love
easiest ways to fucking
I wanted to
rake
be
in some cash.
A dentist.
If you get through the work, if you do the work, because you set your own hours after that, hardly anyone's having like a fucking tooth emergency that could kill them. But then you like open your own practice and you have a fucking building, like that. You get into the real estate side of it.
Are you doing like an example? I wanted to say why. I wanted to be a dentist because in 2005 when I watched The Hangover and Dr. Stu, and they're like, paging doctor. I don't want to say it.
F word?
Yeah. And I don't know. He just seems, I just really liked that.
Which character was a dentist again? Ed Helms?
Yeah.
Because he pulls his own tooth out to prove that he was.
Yeah. He was just like nerdy, but also cool. And I wanted to be a dentist because of that. And
you would look up to Ed Helms.
But I'm also like grossed out so easily by things. Like, I couldn't, there's no way I would be able to do it. I'd be like throwing up. Like
I guess some people have like fucking halitosis and stuff.
Yeah.
You threw up because I was blowing my nose. What the fuck?
I don't want to get into details. I don't want to.
Jeez. Okay. Listeners, what do you think of these new orange little mic covers? You fuck with them? Let us know. Email us at ilovelamp@gmail.com. ilovelamppod@gmail.com. Do I even remember our email? Check the link for the bio or, comment on our socials. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter that I never check. We're on TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. We're just millennials. We're still on Instagram. Apparently Instagram is dying.
Yeah, I guess so.
Falling in the wake of TikTok. It's going the way of Facebook. It's chuggy and old.
I just don't really like Instagram. I'll get on it like occasionally and stuff. I just like the funny videos and like the Pinteresty type of pictures I can find. But I just kind of feel like I have to have an Instagram or like I'm not a real person.
It's an obligation.
Yeah.
It's
like, oh, they don't have an Instagram? Like what? what's wrong with them type of thing.
For me, it's like YouTube here is on the top, and then TikTok and Instagram, and then Snapchat, and then Facebook. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll put Pinterest kind of like with
What was your
Snapchat,
top-
but I like it more.
What was your top 2?
The top one, like tier of its own, S tier, YouTube.
Oh yeah, I love
YouTube is just the best. I feel like you can like learn on YouTube, you can relax on YouTube. The other day when I had some time off, I like freaking did a breathing exercise one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes. It's just like this breathing DDR thing that's supposed to get you like DMT high. It didn't, but it did help me feel like pretty cool. It's just like 10 minutes of breathing exercises.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm going to be DMT high just from breathing in a certain way.
The trick is like 3 in, 2 out, guys. 3.
I'll be Joe Rogan. You ever breathe? you ever breathe in a way that, forget it. What is it? You ever done DMT?
What is that from?
Joe Rogan.
Oh, okay.
You know, if it's not elk meat or bow hunting or jujitsu or Fear Factor, it's DMT. Anyway. And we're back on I Love Lamp. Thanks for listening to I Love Lamp.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for plugging in.
To the Lampcast. We're your lamp hosts. I'm Jeremy.
And I am Melissa.
And what do we want to talk about now? We've got some stuff on the docket.
Yeah, why don't you?
Some interesting topics. Let me pull up that there Excel sheet. Things we wish we knew. Do we want to do that today?
Perhaps next week, maybe.
Next week, okay. How did dinosaurs have sex?
I don't know, probably the same way.
So we can be reasonably confident that non-bird dinosaurs had clitorises and phalluses, which is also a great statement to drop into the middle of a cocktail party. So because like chickens and alligators do, they're like sort of extrapolating to say like, hey, dinosaurs probably had dicks and vaginas.
But non-bird, so not a pterodactyl?
I don't know. Female alligators and crocodiles have a clitoris behind their vent, while males have a phallus. Yeah, I don't know. They found like a dinosaur butthole. I found this story on PopSci, or on Popular Science. Much can be revealed through fossilized buttholes and other dinosaur genitalia.
Just living for this conversation.
Well, where should we go with this? I remember being pretty into paleontology when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this wasn't a part of it. This just feels like a Rick and Morty story to me.
I mean, I don't know. To me,
Thinking
I just feel
of
like
dinosaurs having
obviously
sex.
they needed to like reproduce somehow, like all mammals and species. And it's like, I feel like people didn't really know how they did because it's hard to study that with your
Right.
bones, I guess. I don't
Because
know, but
generally genitalia are like soft tissue that dissolves away and they only have the bones left. So
like, I feel like that's kind of given though. Like, what do people think? They just eat leaves and poop out more dinosaurs? Like, it kind of makes sense that they would do that.
there's more to sex than mechanics, of course. Most of the, well, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what to read out of here. Some wild stuff. Look into it if that's what you're into, guys. And I don't mean, animal sex. I mean like paleontology or just being generally curious. Yeah, okay, that's okay. We didn't get that much juice out of that story. Maybe that's not our lane, so to speak.
Yeah.
We're not in the dinosaur sex lane. Not that big into it.
Culture.
A streamer caught on a deepfake AI site. So this one is kind of rocking the Twitch and gamer community but this dude Atrioc, when he was streaming, there was like they clipped it, and there was like a tab open from this website, this really creepy website where this guy used AI and then like images of and videos of like female streamers to like deep fake them into like basically these pornos. And it was like obviously very distressing for these women that are, already, one could say that they're profiting off of being female in the streamer space, but that just because you're like making money off of being a woman in gaming doesn't mean that you also submit yourself to like being just fantasized and like literally incorporated into like these pornographic.
Either men or women, because it's like an invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
It's lack of consent, exploitation, dehumanization, harassment, all those. And like, I feel like people have done that before with like cartoons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, you don't really do that to real people because, I don't know, it just like puts someone in a light. And I think some people have trouble distinguishing between what's real and fake.
Yeah.
And like, they're like trying to just play games and stuff. And like, if they have kids or like family, they don't want to see that of them. They're like humans.
Yeah. I guess that's another way that like, especially maybe younger kids or just like internet trolls or something don't really see people who, streamers as real people. Like,
yeah,
there's just ideas that you can fantasize or whatever, but
it's weird. I feel like AI coming out is like really cool, but a lot of people are like,
this is like
oh,
definitely,
you know what? I'm going to, there's no laws here yet.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to like
the dark side of AI
yeah.
for sure. And it's just like, man, that's so creepy, but it's also like kind of morbidly like, dang, they can do that. It's fucked up. Don't do it. But like, it makes sense that somebody took it there, but it's just like, we got to pull that back. Like, they literally took AI and just like, I don't know. It's scary. It's freaky, but
you seem to think it's pretty cool.
No, I don't
You're a
think-
big porn fan, right? You like watching it a lot.
no, you do.
No. You have like an account and pay money.
What the? This is slanderous, guys. I've never paid.
With USD? What about crypto?
I've never. If anyone is looking at that smutty stuff, it's probably you.
I spend my time coloring. Like legit.
Coloring dinosaur phalluses. Clitorises.
Okay.
Cover your ears if you're not safe for this.
This
But,
is an SFW.
Let's just take it to the human element of the story. So
Okay.
this Atrioc guy was found looking at it, and then on this site is one of his fellow streamers, QT Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like vowing to sue this site, and she's like, I'm having body dysmorphia
Yeah.
because like they photoshopped my face onto like this different body, like this more sexualized body, and it's still creepy, thinking
Yeah.
like millions of people, or maybe, thousands, still hundreds of thousands of people like looking at it and touching themselves. And Atrioc is friends with QTC's girlfriend or boyfriend, and he did like a react sort of YouTube video of like, look, this is wrong, obviously. My friend, I don't think he's a creep, but like he made a creepy ass mistake, and like we need to listen to women here. Like just
Yeah.
highlighted some women's opinions on it, because as divisive as it might sound pretty clear and dry, like that's fucked up, like that's so wrong. These Twitter comments are fucked.
Yeah.
They're
Twitter's
not
pretty crazy.
they're not feeling the empathy, at least. Some people are definitely just trolling.
Read
But like,
some.
is he crying because he watched deepfake porn, or because someone caught him, or what? I bet his wife made him apologize. This is on Atrioc.
And then, who are they talking about? The guy that saw it, which is this girl's friend?
Atrioc.
Okay.
I can't get over the fact that there's 2 grown adults crying over porn, and then it's just like a keyboard slam. And then someone commented back, a deep fake is not the same. The person featured was not willingly part of it. Their names and likenesses was used against their will. It's very wrong. TBH low-key deserves to get caught solely for using his streaming computer. Skull emoji, skull emoji. It's not that deep, though. Someone commented back, not that deep. You're an actual weirdo. So it's a conversation for sure. Oh, this one went hard. It's from a woman too. She's like all woke or man woke or something.
Oh, okay.
Man crying because he watches porn in fear of cancel culture. No wonder they posted this up here. Poor dude. Go watch porn and don't apologize for being curious and horny. We all watch messed up stuff. It's the internet, lol. Someone commented back, have you ever heard of consent? So there's like, okay, there's like the kink shaming element, but then there's like dude, no one signed up for this. That's like the fucked up part about it. Like, it doesn't have to be about, you're kinky, like you're bad. But it's just like, dude, none of these people agreed to be in this. Like, that's so fucked up. Imagine it's your face on like.
He was on it prior and he was like watching people he didn't know and then saw his friend and that's when he got upset.
Well, they found a clip of his browsers with this site.
Yeah. And
then on this site, so it was already taken down because apparently people were like, yo, you're a fucking creep. Like, you know, this whole story, it was taken down, but you have to pay to be on the site. And his friends, or his friend's girlfriend at least, was on this website. So do we know for sure that he was looking at that video with her in it? We don't know. But like, you kind of have to jump conclusions like, if not her, it's still somebody who didn't agree to be in a porn video.
Yeah.
This is the Wild West, dude. This kind of are we kind of an AI podcast? I think it's just the wave right now. A lot of stories are going to end up.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's obviously.
Would you watch AI generated dinosaur sex?
No, I would not. I would do something else with my time, like twiddle my thumbs, probably.
Like color on your
or
iPad.
just like those comments are kind of annoying too, because it's like, oh my god, he's crying. Like you guys are like pushing on like that stigma that guys shouldn't cry, which is like not even helpful as a society anyway, to have like a population just shove their emotions in and hide them. It's like so much more beneficial if people can be like open about their feelings. So like why like what's the word, like bewildered? No, like smud. What's like a word that, I don't know, why bully someone for like crying?
Yeah,
you know,
it's definitely on some toxic masculinity stuff.
It's also like a deflection, like, oh, hey, he's crying, to focus on that and not what he was doing. My book is helping me see through this stuff. The life-changing science of detecting bullshit.
Some comments. Dude crying because he watched porn. LMAO, who has the link. Oh no, he watched a deepfake porno. How horrible, how heartbreaking. The world cannot take this tragedy. I don't mean to highlight all these because it's making me sound like I agree with these people, but like just to show that at least on freaking Twitter, which is kind of a cesspool at this point, it's like they're not fucking feeling this. Although this is just on his apology video, which is a different one than probably QTC's like
Twitter's not feeling his apology, like they think it's okay. Is that what you're saying? They're
like, why are you crying about this? You shouldn't even apologize or something like that. Oh. Is the sentiment, or it's not a big deal, is the sentiment I'm getting from a lot of those tweets. But that's just people who comment on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's just people who tweet. Like, that's
Trolls.
Not real people.
I wish I would have read this way. That's pretty interesting.
More interesting than the dino one?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 for 2. You know?
No offense. The dino one is just like...
What do you say after that?
Okay,
yeah.
That's cool.
I feel like that's just like science fucking websites needing to talk about something.
Yeah.
Like, of course dinosaurs had sex. Like, duh. It wasn't like there's just one generation of them and then they went missing because they didn't have sex.
Ooh, excuse me. There's a cool Reddit thread of it. You know us and Reddit.
Yes.
We love it.
Let's save that for later. Okay, any more culture stuff we want to talk about? We watched a movie last Monday.
Oh, yeah, Missing.
I want to talk about Missing.
That was really good.
Missing, guys. This 2023 movie featuring Rue's little sister in Euphoria.
Oh, I did not know that.
You see
Is
it now,
really?
though, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Zendaya's actress little sister. They're not really related.
Yeah.
In the show Euphoria. As well as Ken Jeong from Industry Guys. And Nia Long, who we just saw in You People. And it's told completely through screens, which is like the kind of gimmick.
That was a different way of watching a movie. I liked it. Did you say Nia Long?
Yeah.
She's
the mom and she's the mom in both of them, in You People and Missing.
Storm Reed is her name. June's name.
That's a cool ass name.
Yeah. The sister.
Storm Reed, wow. Sound like a freaking
Megan
X-Men.
Surrey. I don't know a lot of these people.
Word. What would you rate it?
Maybe like an 8 or
8
a
out of
7.
10?
Yeah. 7.5.
I would definitely give it I give it like a 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5 stars, 3 out of 5. It was a good experience to go watch at the movies. That's the first movie we've gone to see in theaters since Avatar over the break.
Yeah.
And that was just fun. Sneaking in some snacks.
Yeah. Fun for you, I'm sure.
Oh, you had fun too, but then you left your Prada bag.
Yes, but I got it back.
Nearly fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
What's that thing worth? Like $3,000?
I don't know.
Not that we're super comfortable talking about that kind of stuff on the pod, but it ruined your morning yesterday before you were able to call and find out you still that it was there. What else? We also saw what's that one with Sandra Bullock and
the one yesterday?
just from last night, yeah.
Oh
Oh
shoot,
my
I don't know.
gosh. I guess it was good but forgettable.
No, just the title.
Yeah, it's got a very it's got a nondescript title, but it's the one
Lost
with
City.
The Lost
'Cause
City.
even when we were watching it, I was like, wait, what is this called again?
Yeah, we watched that on Amazon Prime.
The thing about these movies, both
Channing
of them,
Tatum.
is that I don't think I would rewatch them in a very long time.
Yeah.
Because that's like the fun appeals that you like don't know what's like going to happen. And then when you do, no, it's not as like exciting as the first time.
I don't know that I agree with you on that. I see what you're saying, but I think the appeal is that you kind of know the beats. Like, it's like kind of an older genre that you don't see as much of. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, wow, 2 movie stars kind of like on a little adventure. In the same way that Ticket to Paradise was, but it's just like...
Sorry, I was talking about Missing.
Oh.
Like, to watch
Missing
it
for
again.
sure.
But I guess...
Because you already know, like, that one was very much reliant on the twists.
Yeah.
And as far as The Lost City, I might not watch it for a very long time just because I didn't think it was that good, but it was fun to watch just because like it's cool to hang out with
It's like a
movie stars and
fun.
see them do their thing. Daniel Radcliffe playing like a sort of unhinged billionaire.
Those like little one-liners and like subliminal jokes.
Yeah.
Those are always funny. I like those.
Channing Tatum being, you know,
a normal person.
Normal,
right?
Dumb guy, heart of gold.
Yeah.
A little Brad Pitt cameo. Oscar from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was into it. And then we saw freaking You People, you know, since we recorded last.
Really good movies.
Our Jonah Hill. It's pretty divisive on the internet.
Really?
But I think we both enjoyed it. Am I speaking out of turn?
No, we did really enjoy it, but we also just like really like Jonah Hill, so I don't know if we're
We like Jonah. I love or I support Lauren London, who is Nipsey Hussle's baby mama. Rest in peace. She was really good in it. And, you know, Eddie Murphy and Julianne Louis-Dreyfus. Black and Jewish. Yeah, it was fun. Pretty cool. What are we going to watch next week?
I don't know. That one you were saying, the one where they're trapped or something.
Cabin.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods.
No, that is something else.
Oh.
That is a scary ass movie.
Okay, well then.
Cabin in the Woods is freaky AF. Cabin something. Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, okay.
Knock at the Cabin. I don't know that I trust it because it's Shyamalan, but apparently he's been putting together some hits the last couple of years. I haven't seen any of his new movies, like old or... Have you ever seen The Happening?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, babe. We gotta watch it.
Okay.
It's legendary for just being like one of the most like I can't believe this is a real movie, like so bad.
The Happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of actually really want to watch it with you now because it's just so bad, and you're like wondering like, is this on purpose or what the heck? Mark Wahlberg, Zooey Deschanel. Wow.
Why are they still showing the Titanic at the movie theater?
Wow, really? What?
Yeah, they're showing it Thursday and Friday, Saturday. Like what?
Probably people on their James Cameron kick from, I think we talked about Avatar 2, The Way of Water on a previous pod, but he's the director of both of them. Maybe like getting people nostalgic for like that type of movie experience, because when the Titanic came out, people went to go see it like 3, 4, 5, 6 times in theaters.
That's
like not even
crazy.
joking. Like it was like a thing to
3-hour
do.
movie.
Yeah, they just go get lost in that freaking world. And I think James Cameron like gave up points on it. Like he had at first in his contract written in like a revenue share, but because he went over budget, he like gave up those points so that he could get it made. And you know, now it's like one of the highest grossing movies of all time. But he got it paid back like in goodwill from the studio. Now he's making fucking 5 Avatar movies.
Yeah.
But way to bet on yourself, man.
He seems like a cool, like very interesting, like one of a kind person, especially with his like ocean obsession.
He seems like
It's
a
fun to me.
quirky white dude.
I guess.
Respect the Native Americans. I don't think they're fucking with him though. Not all of them. Maybe most of them do. I don't want to speak out of turn. All right.
To me, the word quirky, it's like how moist sounds to people. Like I just hate when people use it. I don't know why.
Even if it's not you?
Cringe. Yeah, because I don't use it. So when other people say it, my body just cringes. It's like, do you like the word moist?
Moist.
What's the one that you hate?
I'm okay with moist. I mean, I don't love it. Moist. I wonder how many people are tuning out if they made it this far.
Oh.
Did you make it this far? If so, leave us a comment, please. And thank you. Okay, we're back.
Back we are.
Back we are on I Love Lamp,
The podcast.
the podcast, where we talk about love and relationships and movies and
Everything under the lamp.
everything under the lamp.
Yeah.
This week I tried to write 20 ideas every day. Some of them ended up just being from YouTube videos. Drinking is like a toxic relationship. I got that from a continuing care meeting. Wow.
I really like this book next
Thought
to
about
me.
a lot of stuff this week.
Proud of you. I didn't know anything was working up there.
You motherfucker. Lil Yachty put out an album.
Oh,
It's freaking trippy.
I'll have to check it out. Hello, Lil Yachty.
Yachty. Do you get triggered when people call you buddy?
No. I only have one person that calls me buddy. My friend Sydney. Shout out to Sydney. And I actually love it.
I get called buddy a lot. It's triggering.
Really?
Yeah. It seems so disingenuous. It's like saying like fuck you real but in a nice way.
Yeah.
I think because I'm a smaller man, people are like, what's up, buddy? I'll end up being like, even if I was like, unless I'm really cool with that person.
Are they older?
Sometimes.
Because my dad would be like, I got a buddy of mine. Like, I think it might just be like the lingo.
A generational thing.
Yeah.
Like, buddy. I just remember reading Bud Not Buddy in high school.
But also, like, there's that thing that's like, listen here, bud.
Yeah.
Like, it can be used.
Hey,
to give.
bud. I'm not your bud. Pal. I'm not your pal, friend. And so on and so forth. I remember, I was like, I really am kind of bugged by that. I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe you could just be like, my name's Jimmy. My name's Jimmy.
My name's Jimmy.
My name's Jeff.
Oh, did you know this? Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson dated in the 90s. I'm going to put an image of that right here. What an amazing
I also don't
hypothetical couple.
know who Ted Danson is.
He is the guy from The Good Place, the old man. And I think he was on Cheers.
Okay. I think I know now. I really like these covers. I can tell a difference with them.
Pop, pop.
The show.
Should we go all different colors? You kind of like the uniform orange.
What colors do they have? I kind of like the orange for now.
They have all types of colors, but for now, I like all orange too. I want to like finish the studio too. I want to get some different stuff on the walls, but we got room for that. We got time for that. Let's focus on the content. The content.
Okay.
What other ideas we got here? Groundhog Day was this week.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, the famous Poxahani or whatever, the Pennsylvania groundhog, is only right like 30% of the time.
That's so funny.
But it's staged, obviously, I guess. Like sometimes he'll be like seeing a shadow and they say that he didn't, and vice versa. Like it'll be a cloudy day and they say that he did. Or a sunny day and they said that he didn't. It's just like, what the heck, guys?
I wonder how long they're going to keep it up for.
I'm sure it's been multiple groundhogs at this point.
I know, but do you think they're going to be like, all right, we don't need Groundhog's Day? Like, I don't even know where it came from, TBH.
I want to watch the movie again.
Oh.
With Bill Murray.
Like the same day over and over again.
Shout out Murray. Shout out Murray Hill. Oh my gosh, I see some floating stuff in my kombucha.
Let me see.
It's like freaking jellyfish.
I don't know.
I'm sketched, man. I'm going to drink it.
That's supposed to be like that. I actually don't know.
Let me shake this shit first.
It does say don't shake on the bottle, but...
Does it? Anyway. All right, let's wrap the podcast. Well, we're not wrapping the podcast. We're on the third of 3/3 of the podcast. But what do we want to talk about?
I'm trying to find some good would you rather questions or like a relationship problem.
Let's see what we got. If you could change one thing from your past, what would it be?
If I could change one thing from my past, maybe my mindset, because I feel like it wasn't as developed when I was younger. Or, if I could change one thing, I would like make my hand calculator so I could always have.
At what point in your past could you have chosen that?
I don't know. I think in 3rd grade when we started doing fractions, it would have been helpful.
Okay.
What about you?
I think it's hard to say because part of me thinks like this path has been good, but part of me kind of wishes I just worked harder in college.
Yeah.
And part of me wishes I like transferred after 2 years or maybe even after 3 years, which is shitty because like that means I was almost done. And that would just be like a lot of money wasted. But I kind of wish I went to UT Austin after a few years. My GPA was good. And I feel like, yeah, I don't know. The mechanics of it would be tricky, but I just wish that I worked harder in college towards setting me up for like some non-law school related work.
I don't know. These questions are that like specific question is hard for me because like at the end of the day, like you cannot go back and change it. Like you have where you are now. And it's like with that knowledge of what you want to change, you can apply now in your life. But it's like you don't want to spend all your days just daydreaming like, oh, what if I did this? What if I did that? Well, you're not. And it's just like you are where you are now for a reason. And like maybe you could have done those things and it would have not turned out that way because you're just imagining best case scenario.
Yeah. And knowing what you know, like no one fucking saw fucking COVID.
Right.
For example.
Yeah.
Taking over for like 2020 through 2022. And I'm just thinking like, man, if I moved to Austin and like bought a house there, it would be like literally triple in value at this point. Which, you know, it's like correcting a little bit. The market's correcting out there, but like, yeah, hindsight is not even 2020. It's just like, there's no way you can know what you know now about the past, and it would just be different. Yeah, I was very happy in college too, so I don't want to take that away from myself.
Yeah.
Just felt like the fucking main character. It's a main character syndrome as tendencies as well. That's definitely, in the past, that was probably my toxic trait. I think being in a relationship with you and kind of becoming a little more mature has kind of helped me move away from that, but that was definitely like a toxic trait of mine. Just feeling like everyone else is like some fucking side characters in my story.
I don't know.
That's a good question though, dang.
Yeah, that was.
You got one?
What was that supposed to be? Because it wasn't Would You Rather.
It's just like, I found it on freaking 17.com's 160 questions you should ask your best friends to get to know them better.
Stay on that one because I like those. I'm asking, so I just asked AI, give me a specific funny relationship problem to solve.
Oh.
It said, here's a funny relationship problem to solve. A couple can't seem to agree on what to watch on TV, and it's causing tension in the relationship. One partner wants to watch action movies while the other only wants to watch romantic comedies. How can they find a solution that works for both of them and keep their love of movies from becoming a source of conflict?
Watch The Lost City on Amazon Prime. It's an adventure
so
romantic comedy.
come to a, what's that word? Like
Compromise?
Yeah, like compromise.
Yeah. And it's all about the quality of the compromise. Because if both people feel like they're losing, then that's not a win.
Right.
Compromise should feel like both people are winning.
I think maybe take turns, like who picked the movie last, or like draw out of a hat, because like compromise is good, but if you're always compromising, always, like that's not really good for yourself.
Right.
And also, that's gonna, one person likes action, one person likes rom-com. That's gonna be their taste. So it's like if you're always compromising, you're not really getting to watch what you want to watch.
Yeah.
So it's better just to take turns, because it's like, I don't know. Even if I don't like something and my friend really enjoys it, it's like fun just seeing them enjoy things.
That's true. And I would also add that it doesn't necessarily need to be like your movie then my movie, your movie then my movie. Like figure out how you like to spend time with that person, because maybe you like watching movies more and they want to go do stuff more. Don't make it only about taking turns with movies. Like you should go with them to the park, and then maybe then you watch your movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And just, I don't know, keep it
Watch
moving.
it
It just,
together.
for it to be just like this back and forth movie queue makes it sound like there's got to be more to relationships than that.
Yeah.
What did I do with you last night? So I said, hey, when you're done with, you know, those driving tasks you were doing, like, let's watch a movie. And you're like, which movie? And I was like, okay, I'll pick a few and send you like with the description of what they were, just so that you could ultimately decide. But I put forth all the options so that I felt like no matter what you pick, I'll be pleased with it, and you still get to choose. So I proposed Nope, directed by Jordan Peele, and then obviously The Lost City, which we ended up watching, and West Side Story. Mm-hmm. And then you were like, yeah, let's do The Lost City. I was like, all right, bet.
Yeah, that was fun. I liked it because sometimes it takes so long to pick a movie.
For real. For real. Would you want to go back to like rental stores?
Kind of. I think it was fun.
It's a ritual to it.
Also, I like that once you have your movie and you go home, you like kind of tend to watch it. Like sometimes I feel like if I'm watching a movie, I'm like, I don't like this. I'll just like go back and try to find another one on Netflix.
When you've already gotten in your car and driven there and you have the disc. That reminds me, I still have freaking Friday from the library. Maybe I'll watch that tonight because I need to return those. They were due Friday. Friday was due Friday. Oh, and we watched Something About Mary, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We've watched a lot of movies since the last pod. Something About Mary with freaking Ben Stiller, Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is... I think Alyssa looks like Cameron Diaz, guys. Don't you see it? Especially with the shorter hair. She's so cute. Something about Alyssa.
Okay.
Remember with the jizz hair right here?
Yeah.
That movie is different.
It was good. I wasn't
really
expecting it to
dug
be that funny for like the time period it came from, but it was like still funny in today.
I think it came out in what, 98?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that humor is like kind of corny. It's like,
right.
Kind
of.
But
like,
no, it was still funny. We were like laughing a lot, and yeah, I like the story. I really like Ben Stiller, so it was like nice to see him in it.
He was down bad in that movie.
Yeah.
Not like simping, but like it didn't seem like he was going to end up with Mary at all because he didn't even know about her for the longest part. The freaking detective kind of went off with his own thing. No spoilers though, guys. Oh, and I also watched. Man, I saw a lot of movies in the last 2 weeks. Grosse Point Blank, which is like about an assassin's 10-year reunion.
Oh,
it was really good. Freaking John Cusack, Minnie Driver, a lot of cool 90s music. I think it came out in 97.
That sounds great. I asked AI. Sorry. Give me a hard would you rather question, and this is pretty hard.
Okay.
You want me to ask you?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather live a life filled with constant adventure and excitement, but always be in physical pain, or live a comfortable and mundane life, but never experience pain or discomfort again?
The first one for sure.
And why?
Because then I can just talk, man. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to take for granted that I don't feel constant pain. I'm sure constant pain would ultimately have a psychological cost. But they said constant pain. I'm guessing it's based on the adventures that I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my legs hurt, my knees hurt, my neck hurts, whatever. From like actually doing stuff in life rather than being kind of just like, you know, not living, basically, like just cruising. Yeah. Sign me up for adventures.
Yeah, I agree with you because, I mean, we only have this one life, and I'd rather do, like, everything possible. Please do everything possible. What's on my Instagram thing? Please.
I do not know.
I love that quote. I always think about it. But, yeah, I mean, the second one just kind of seems like you're living in a box. Like, you're afraid to get hurt, and like you're obviously going to get hurt in life, like feelings and like physically, but if you're like on an adventure and an excitement, I feel like one, if you're being active, endorphins, natural painkiller.
Yeah.
Two, like I feel like that will outweigh your pain.
Yeah.
Because you're focusing on something else.
Versus
and then the mundane one, I feel like, yeah, you're not experiencing discomfort like physically, but I feel like you would mentally because you're like, I'm missing out. And
because of the hedonic treadmill. You would get used to that lack of discomfort really quickly. But I don't know, maybe you stay amused on the internet or something, but I don't know.
Please do everything you possibly can in one lifetime. That is the thing on my Instagram. I think about that sometimes when I'm like afraid to do something that's like new, and I think of that quote.
Do everything you possibly can in one lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's like P-Dapes Wilt.
Yeah.
P-Dapes Wilt. P-Dapes Wilt. All right, maybe not that catchy.
Yeah.
Okay. One for me and
Okay.
17.com.
All right.
If you had to pack up and move to another country tomorrow, where would you go? What you think, Alyssa?
Honestly, probably one that like spoke English. I don't really want to go somewhere like I don't know what anyone's saying. I'd be a little stressed out if it was just myself. Maybe like Australia. I don't know. It's really hot there and there's a lot of insects.
We're here in Florida. That sounds
Anywhere?
about the damn same.
Does it have to be out of the United States?
Yeah, it said another country, so
Okay, Canada.
sounds cold.
I don't know.
Canada's a good one though. What part of Canada would you go to? Toronto, VBC. I mean, British Columbia. One of the more interior ones, freaking Ontario. Fuck.
Mars.
Fuck if I know about Canada.
I don't know.
Besides
I'm
the two
really,
big cities.
really, really bad at geography. So these questions to me are like, I feel like I'm taking a test and failing.
Just say Melbourne, Australia, or Perth.
No, I want like something that has like Washington weather, like nice. My favorite
Washington State,
yeah, I think so. What other Washington?
DC.
Yeah, no, the state. Like something. I don't like it too hot, and I hate it too cold. Like the perfect type of temperature is like the 75.
That's not Washington, babe. Washington is rainy and cold for most of the year.
But I would rather that than extreme cold and extreme hot.
So not the
Like,
desert.
yeah, I don't like the 80 to 90 part. I would rather have that like rainy cold instead.
It's like Asheville, North Carolina,
Maybe, yeah.
in a different country.
Yeah. I guess.
Listeners, if that sounds like a country to you, then please write in. I'm sure there's certain parts of the country or the world that matches to a T.
What about you?
I would say Japan or Mexico.
Oh,
Or-
I'm stupid. Dubai. I feel like that would be so cool.
I don't know. As a woman, you might have a tough time.
Well, they don't have to know that.
Or, no, you know what? I'm going to say Spain. España. I would have to bone up on my Spanish, but that's kind of the push that I feel like I need.
Yeah.
And relatively, great quality of life, and still the dollar's pretty strong. Yeah, kind of reverse colonized their asses. Got some Spanish culture and DNA in me. Pause. but I'm very much into their culture, and I do see what you're saying with like just stick with English, but I'm kind of like, if I wanted like a really distinct chapter in my life, I kind of want to be like finally just be speaking in a different language for the most part. Done with this Anglo stuff.
Yeah. I would like to be. I don't know. I feel like those are just like my biggest barriers of like, just look at the weather and like the language thing. The language thing would be
The weather in
easier to-
Spain's fucking nice.
Yeah.
And it's pretty diverse depending on what part of the country you're at. I would love to go to Barcelona, Madrid, wherever Real Betis is. I forgot where they said it was. I saw a little doc on them. Yeah.
Can I look and see if there's one to ask?
Also, shout out to Nicole and Nathan. We got to come get you on the podcast, y'all, so you can tell us about Mexico City and catch up with you. When was the last time we saw them? Have we seen them this year?
Yeah, we've seen them
This year?
this year, I believe. We just saw them when your family was here.
Oh,
So I guess that really wasn't.
that
this
was like
year.
the second or the
day
first.
after.
Yeah, I know I've seen them like in the last 3 months, but it's pretty early in the year. I don't think we've seen them.
What emotion do you feel the most?
Do I feel the most? Contentment. But I actively pursue contentment by doing stuff, accomplishing little tasks. I set myself up for contentment. Contentment is work. But probably anxiety too.
I think mine is confused. I I was like making sure that's an emotion, but yeah.
Why are you blonde? Who says I'm blonde? You are blonde.
Okay.
You feel confused the most of the time?
Yeah, like a lot of the
Or
time.
the thing is, you can feel it the most and still not feel it most of the time. As long as it's not over 50%, right? Like,
yeah. I think I feel happy. I just think that one occurs more. But like then time length wise, I don't know.
I feel want a lot as well. But the thing is, then I usually succumb to it. I'm just talking about my spending.
Yeah.
Because it's like, especially when it's related to something that will set me up for career stuff or like this studio, I'm just like, well, I want it and I'm going to, use it. So I'm going to get it now instead of like spending some, oh, should I get it? Should I do it? Instead of how can I afford it? Instead of, oh, I can't afford it. How can I afford it?
Yeah. I don't know. I really want the new Apple Watch, and I'm trying to do like, I need to go to the gym like 30 days in a row before I can get that for myself.
Which 30? When are you starting? I know you've been going to the gym, but have you been going consecutive days?
Tomorrow I have a FaceTime with my personal trainer.
And y'all are going to set up that schedule of word.
Well,
I need to see some. I need a coach. I need a fitness coach. Well, I'm on my running path right now, but once I'm done with that, I need to decide on a good fitness goal. What should my fitness goal, guys, be? What should my fitness goal be, guys?
goals. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I also think it's kind of a hard goal for me though too, because I like the data that it gives me to see that I'm like, oh shoot, I really need to go to the gym or something, and it like dies all the time.
Yeah,
so
she's got a Gen 1, guys. She got a Gen 1, homie.
The new watch would help me get that. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that is a good motivation for that. I think I should. I don't know.
You should just
get the watch.
You kind of know if you need
like a different
for you
thing.
to go every day. Like if you went every day. Like you don't need a watch to tell you if you went every day. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying like I want to go every day and then give myself a reward for doing that. And I wanted it to be the watch, but I think having the watch will propel me to go every day and then to have a different like reward.
Okay, I can't even judge you because I do that with tons of stuff in here. Like if I had this mic, then the quality would be upped in this way, et cetera, et cetera. But I would just say you should be wanting it. You should be like feeling like your skin is falling off if you don't go to the gym. Because that's what will make you go when you're literally dependent on those endorphins to feel normal.
Yeah,
Not a
that
watch.
sounds really healthy.
I know, it sounds terrible. Oh, this has been a fun one.
It has.
Let's get a guest in this next one, but like I like just getting back to the just you and me.
Yeah.
Because it can just be very flexible. It can be like we can just turn on a dime. That one would be too easy.
What was it?
If you prefer to stay in or go out on the weekend.
Oh. Can I have a sip of that?
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, I don't have any H2O.
If you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, what restaurant do you choose? That's a tough one. I don't really fuck with any restaurant like that.
I would do one that has like a very extensive menu.
Right, like a BJ's.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of like an Applebee's type, how they have everything, but not specifically Applebee's. Maybe like
I might just go out and say it. I'll pick BJ's because it's like that category of like kind of open ended, and that doesn't keep you from like cooking and eating different interesting things like at your house or with your friends. That does make me sad though. Just one restaurant for the rest of my life.
Right.
Just like there's so many restaurants with cool experiences. Although we've been better at like not eating out just because.
Yeah, big facts.
This year. And it makes a huge difference on the wallet.
We love meal prepping, and we've been doing this
meal prep
together. It's a place called Clean Eats.
Shout out Clean Eats. Shout out Clean Ace.
Yes.
We fuck with you. We love you.
Yeah, it's really like affordable.
And it just opens up your freaking nights,
yeah,
dude. You
when
don't got to
you do
do
it two people.
dishes.
It's just they take all the guesswork. This is not an ad. Like we just like them, but it's nice because they have your calories, your carbs, your protein, like that stuff.
Yeah, get your macros.
And it's all in there. You just put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. We don't have to cook or clean up. That was
Good
like
bit of variety.
taking
Just rinse it
so
out,
much of our
throw it in
time during the
recycling.
weeks. Yeah, we have a lot of time now during the weekdays
Yeah.
to like either hang out or just like do our other stuff where we're not like continuously
Watch
doing,
movies, edit shorts for the
Yeah.
pod,
which is probably
study
why
up
you've been
on real
able
estate
to watch
stuff,
more movies lately. You know.
read books.
Yeah.
Golly. And, you know, we still cook on the weekends,
Yeah.
and a lot of times you'll make breakfast still during the week. But just ultimately, like, having the the weeknights free just helps. Let's get back on it this week because we started sleeping later and later.
Yeah.
But like the first week that we did it, or maybe it was the second, like we were like able to be in bed by like 9:30 or 10, and then be asleep by 10:30 instead of like back when you cook, you got to do dishes.
Yeah,
and
we were going to bed so late. I was
Yeah.
getting really.
getting upstairs by like
Frustrating.
11 and maybe more like 11:30, and yeah, just made everything a real crunch. So. Man, this is some fun questions. Okay, I see you, 17.com. 17.com, I see you. We'll save some of these for next time.
Okay.
They've got the freaking ads for 2 of the games we have here.
Oh yeah, I do like those ones.
We're not really strangers, and where should we begin is advertised on that, and that's literally right in front of us.
Or should I try to look in here?
Okay, pick one, and then we'll call it because we're coming up.
All right.
Actually,
Might be if we're coming up.
yeah, I don't think we have time.
Okay. Well.
No, what?
What?
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yes,
this was
yes.
episode 6
Thanks for tuning in.
of I Love Lamp, the I Love Lamp podcast. 3, 2, 1, lamp
Lamp
off.
off.